Good morning. Today's WRG is Firefighter, and immediately I thought of a great story to couple it around this word. The last 5 years, I have wanted an Izuki mini truck. These tiny little Japanese cars, right-hand drive, gray market import cars that are considered like off-roaders, but they can get up to 50 miles an hour. They have these back trunks, these trailers that have like these removable hinges to turn it into a flatbed. And what I love about these things is they have so much personality, and they have these rounded headlights. You're right up against the windshield. You get to drive them, but most of them are white. They're just straight white because they're considered like legitimate work trucks in small Japanese towns. And so because of a couple of regulations and policies, you can only import gray market imports from Japan over into the US that are over a certain amount of years old. And I believe it's 20. For Defenders coming out of the UK, I believe it's 25. It might be 25 as well for Japanese cars being imported into the US, but that's a side note. Anyways, for the last 5 years, I have been wanting one of these little mini trucks. And the reason too is because they're so cheap. You can find these for like 5-10 grand, and then you can kit them out, soup them up, make them really, really like fun and expressive. And, you can have them be like a real easy reflection of your personality and, taste and style and whatnot without having to like break the bank. Okay. 5 years ago, I started looking for these little bad boys. And what I started to find was there's a couple of import shops in LA as well as in New York. And they're always listing these new Izuki mini trucks. And there's some that are Honda and Subaru and whatnot, but I just like the right-hand drive, rounded headlight Izuki mini trucks. And then all of a sudden, I found there's one that came up for online available, and it was a mini Izuki fire truck. This thing had all the bells and whistles. It was brand new. Morning, Tisha. So it was brand new. And it had been babied because it's a fire truck used in a tiny little Japanese town. It had less than, 5,000 kilometers. The thing was painted cherry red. It had little fire hydrant, fire hoses. It had a little back deck. The whole thing had been kind of built out to be a mini fire truck. In fact, I'm gonna actually attach a photo of it here so I could show you. Firefighter. Fire truck. Okay, so I had this great idea. When I get the money, I'm either gonna kit one of these little bad boys out for myself, or I'm gonna buy myself a mini fire truck, a mini Izuki fire truck. And then what I'll do is I'll Japanese it. So I'll put all this fun writing and text and really kit it out. But then what I'll do is throughout the year, I will have this be my main driver. And the whole story around it will be, I am a business owner, and what I do for a living is I put out fires. So I'm driving around my little mini fire truck, and I was like, I'm a small business owner. I'm always putting out small fires. And it was such a good idea. And then what I could do is I could deck it out so that come Christmas, November and December, I would dress up as the Grinch every single day. And I would drive over to the post office, dropping off orders in this fire truck because it kind of looks like a little sleigh as well. Anyways, the point is Firefighter immediately reminded me of the word fire truck, which immediately reminded me of the fun story of how one day I'm going to get myself one or both mini trucks. One is going to be a kitted out little Izuki mini truck, and the other one will be a fire truck. And I will have a fleet of these mini fire trucks, and I will have all of my eventual employees drop off packages dressed up as the Grinch in these trucks. Regardless of what time it is in the year, they're gonna drop off these packages, and then they're gonna go around and they're gonna be like, we're a small business and we put out small fires. These are why we have the fire trucks. And so That is my WRG. RWG for today, Firefighter. Firefighter. Oh, look at this. Firefighter.